perfect.
Welcome into Tips for Gamers, and today we're going to be doing a video on seeing if Josh Allen was drafted to other teams, what would have happened? What would their records be? Would they go to playoffs? Would they win a Super Bowl? How many passing yards and passing touchdowns would he have thrown? We're going to kind of look over all of this and see what happens in this Madden 22 franchise simulation. So we're going to ask you guys a question that we hope you guys answer down below. You can either do yes or no. You can give a more detailed answer. Comments do help us with YouTube's algorithm. Same with hitting the like button. It helps promote our video to more viewers like yourself. So doing that is huge for us. We can't thank you guys enough. Now, the question that we're going to ask you guys here is, do you believe that Josh Allen is going to make it into the Hall of Fame when his career is all said and done? Answer down below. We can't thank you guys enough. So Josh Allen onto the Detroit Lions was about as good as Jared Goff on the Detroit Lions. I mean, it was just not good. 6-11, and I'm assuming Josh Allen's stats were probably just not very good. 3,800 passing yards, 31 TDs, just not exciting whatsoever. So he did not change the Detroit Lions team at all. All right, so with the Indianapolis Colts, he ends up going 6-11, just like he did with the Detroit Lions. Same with him. Throws for the exact same passing yards, 3,883, with 28 touchdowns instead of 31 touchdowns. And they're the same record, too. So if he throws, from what I'm seeing here, if he throws for around 3,800 yards, or to be precise, 3,883 yards, which is so weird that the exact yardage, that's strange. Yard for yard, like the exact, that is, what is the chances there? 31 TDs compared to 28 on the Colts. He did worse on the Colts than he did the Lions. You're looking at a 6-win season if Josh Allen throws for 3,883 yards. That's weird, but that's what it is. Moving on. So 7-10 is what he goes on the 49ers, which is super strange because you would think that he would have done pretty fantastic on the 49ers. But no, I mean, they didn't even make it to the playoffs. That's 3 teams in a row, 4,220 yards, 31 TDs. Didn't win any awards, nothing like that. But so far, Josh Allen is just not winning with other teams. 6-11, 6-11, 7-10. You know, this is the most he's done, 4,220 yards with 31 TDs. Most yards he's ever thrown so far out of all these teams he's been on. Next up, we're going to try the Titans, see what he can do on the Titans. But so far, not much going on here. So the Tennessee Titans went 11-6, and what's crazy is they almost got to the Super Bowl here. And so you'll see they ended up losing in the divisional, which is the farthest that he has gone with a team so far. A team has not gone to even the playoffs. You got the Lions, Colts, 49ers. Not one of them went to the actual playoffs. He didn't win any yearly awards here, but 3,500 yards passing, 23 TDs. In reality, what you're seeing is he just didn't need to, throw for such a high level when you have such a good run game. Derrick Henry was second in rushing leaders. But when his name was called, Josh Allen was just killing it. As simple as that. He was doing work. So the Arizona Cardinals went 8-9, and what's strange here is you're just not seeing Josh Allen absolutely dominate with some of these teams. I mean, it's not like Kyler Murray was absolutely crushing it too in the second half of the season either. So, there is that. But they go to the wild card round and lose. So I guess he's done the same as Kyler Murray, I guess we could say. And, yards-wise, throwing stats we'll look at here. But 39-69, 29 TDs, not really all that amazing. No yearly awards. So all in all, he did okay on the Cardinals. I wouldn't say great. He did as good as Kyler Murray, basically. He didn't improve the team, so they're not missing out so far. So it's really strange here, but the Eagles went 9-8. And, honestly, they didn't go to the playoffs here, but I expected more out of the Eagles. 4,532 yards passing, 26 TDs. I don't know if they didn't. It's not like they really ran all that much. He was 7th in rushing touchdowns, but it just lackluster, I guess. I mean, not really all that impressive to me. I don't know. Weird, strange. I expected more. And the Broncos did not fare well whatsoever it's the same. So far, what we have is we have 3 teams that have gone 6-11. The Lions, the Colts, and now the Broncos have gone 6-11 under Josh Allen here, which is so strange. 3,500 yards, 28 TDs, which is so weird to see this. Just so weird. I mean, honestly, strange that it is not. I mean, are they a quarterback away? I don't know. They got rid of Von Miller. That's the other thing, too. They got rid of Von Miller, and that move was kind of like, hey, we're going into a rebuild. And then they get Russell Wilson, and it's like, all right, so now you're not going into a rebuild, apparently. I don't know, but Josh Allen is not absolutely crushing it. We got the Saints, Browns, and Raiders next, so we're going to see what will happen with those 3 teams. So with the Saints, it was actually a lot more interesting, and I'm not changing these teams as schemes. So you're seeing what Josh Allen would do in their current scheme and how they actually utilize their offense at this very moment, whether they're pass, whether they're run happy, whatever it is. It would be likely that they would change some of their schemes. However, that's not what this is about. It's, hey, we're going to throw them in there and see what they do in this scheme and how they operate. And that's kind of why you're seeing Josh Allen's stats go a little bit lower. But what you're seeing here is they went to the divisional round and they ended up losing to Green Bay. However, it was a very fantastic year for him. I mean, it really was. This is a year to be proud of. 5,164 yards, 47 passing touchdowns, first in the NFL, second in passing in the NFL. Very phenomenal. So it's not necessarily just Josh Allen here. What it is it's him on that team. So, and this is really interesting. This is an interesting argument because a lot of people will say, well, Josh Allen would crush it, and they think no matter what team he's on, he'd do amazing. But how often do you see, and it may be not super often, but it is often enough in the NFL to notice it, is that you will see a guy do good on one team and not another. Or, right when he starts in the NFL, it's like, well, he wasn't that good. And then he goes to another team, it's like, wow, he's blowing up. He's amazing. And that just happens because not always does a team get a guy and say, hey, we got Josh Allen. Now we're going to change our schemes and we have a huge passing attack. It's just not going to happen. So what we have next, we have the Browns and the Raiders to finish it off. With the Browns, I don't expect him to do that well. I don't expect the stats to be that high, but you never know. The Raiders, I could see it being high. That one's interesting. We'll see how that one goes. I thought the Browns would do a little better. I didn't expect them to do what they did here, which is 8-9. They did the exact same as the Cardinals, 8-9. So the difference here is really, with the Cardinals, he threw for 3,900 yards. He threw for 3,752. That's not terrible. Not huge numbers by any stretch of the imagination. The rest of his team, points scored, stuff like that. They did okay. They didn't do great, 28 TDs. But Josh Allen's the type of guy who can throw for 23 TDs like he did on the Titans or throw for 47 TDs like he did on the Saints last year. Dynamic football player. It's just whether or not he's on the right team. And I don't know if the Browns are, it's hard to say he wouldn't be right for the Browns, but at least in Madden's situation at this moment in time, he's not right for him. But I think Kevin Stefanski would easily change things around for him. I think most of these teams would at this moment in time. When him being a rookie, who knows? But at this moment in time, teams are going to change things drastically. Well, it ended pretty amazing. The Raiders went 10-7. And they ended up losing to the Chiefs in the conference. So they almost made it to the Biz. But, this was a pretty impressive season, though. And I would imagine he threw for over 4,000 yards. Yeah, 4,707. Jesus. That was pretty good. That was the second highest number. The other highest number was on the Saints, 5,132. But very, very, very impressive. And wow, it ended better than it started, I can say that. High ambitions and the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off from a break off from the weak minds. They can stay soft. You can change lives. You create thoughts. Never waste time. You got one shot. You got one life. Better pop off. What do you like?